Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to unpack the incredible history and the modern reality of one of South Asia's most dynamic megacities, Lahore. So whether you're fascinated by ancient empires or modern urban development, this city has a story that is just truly captivating. I mean, imagine a city so vast that over 13 million people call it home today. According to the 2023 census, that massive population makes it a true global powerhouse. It's actually the 26th largest city in the entire world, serving as the capital of Pakistan's Punjab province and an absolute hub of activity. And a city of this magnitude doesn't just exist in a vacuum, right? It leaves a massive cultural footprint. Over the centuries, Lahore has earned some pretty incredible titles. It's known as the Heart of Pakistan, it was once dubbed the Paris of the East, and UNESCO even recognized it as a city of literature. These aren't just empty nicknames. They really reflect the deep cultural, literary, and historical roots we're going to explore today. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The Heart of Pakistan. 2. A City of Empires. 3. Partition and Rebirth. 4. The People and Culture. And 5. The modern megacity. Section 1. The Heart of Pakistan. Its geographic and economic scale. So the really crucial point here is that Lahore isn't just some historical relic people visit for the architecture. It's Pakistan's second largest city and a massive economic engine. We're talking about an estimated $84 billion in GDP by purchasing power parity. And while it definitely has a deep manufacturing background, it's really transitioned into a major national center for tech, finance, and services. But what's truly explosive is its growth. Take a look at these numbers. Right before the 1947 partition, the population was actually under 700,000. Fast forward to 2023, and it's a staggering 13 million. We're looking at a city that's practically bursting at the seams, fundamentally transforming its landscape every single decade. Section 2. A City of Empires, the Foundations of Lahore. Now, to understand modern Lahore, we kind of have to map out the monumental shifts in power that define the region. Its origins date back millennia, but it truly rose to prominence in the 11th century under the Ghaznavid Empire. Then it became this glittering capital during the peak of the Mughal era in the 16th and 17th centuries. Later on, it served as the capital of the Sikh Empire in the early 19th century, before eventually being annexed by the British Raj in 1849. So time and time again, the city was captured, burned, and rebuilt. And at the absolute center of all this historical turbulence is the ancient walled city. It was originally ringed by 13 historic gates, including the famous Lahori and Akbari gates. This area, with its narrow cul-de-sacs and traditional bazaars, remains the chaotic but beautifully vibrant core of Lahore's urban tapestry. It's literally a living museum of the city's past. Which brings us to the breathtaking monuments left behind by all these different empires. Lahore is home to the stunning Lahore Fort and the Shalimar Gardens, both of which are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. You've also got the massive Badshahi Mosque, built by the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb back in 1673, the intricately tiled Wazir Khan Mosque, and the Samadhi of Ranjit Singh, which is a major Sikh monument. But the history behind these monuments is wildly dramatic. I mean, they survived a brutal cycle. Many were constructed by the Mughals using precious marble, but were later literally stripped for parts by the Sikh Empire to build new structures. And then the British colonial government arrived and casually repurposed what was left, even going so far as to turn historical tombs into clerical offices. Section 3. Partition and Rebirth, the Crucible of 1947. In 1947, as British rule came to an end, the fate of Lahore was fiercely contested. The city had this incredibly mixed population of Muslims, Hindus, and Sikhs, and its placement on either side of the new border was highly uncertain. This led to dramatic demographic shifts and intense, tragic violence. Partition brought immense tragedy to all communities involved. Severe riots broke out, destroying some 6,000 homes in the process. Because of the violence and the redrawing of borders, about 66% of the city's Hindu and Sikh populations fled the area. So when Lahore was finally awarded to Pakistan on August 17th, its economy and social fabric were initially completely crippled by the sudden loss of so much of its population and capital. Yet out of this crucible, Lahore really found its rebirth. The city absorbed massive numbers of refugees and slowly began the hard work of rebuilding. To honor the city's central role in the creation of the nation, the iconic Minar-e Pakistan was completed in 1968.
It stands on the exact spot where the 1940 Lahore Resolution first demanded a separate homeland for the Muslims of India.
Section 4. The People and Culture. The Lifeblood of Lahore. The events of 1947 fundamentally shaped the demographics we see today. Right now, Lahore is overwhelmingly Muslim, making up 95.26% of the population, followed by a Christian community at 4.64% and very small minorities of other faiths. But what's truly fascinating is the linguistic breakdown. Despite Urdu and English being the official languages of government and education, almost three-quarters of the population, 73.6% to be exact, speaks Punjabi as their native language. That makes Lahore the single largest Punjabi-speaking city on planet Earth. And these millions of Lahoris live in a semi-arid climate with some intense temperature swings. It gets incredibly hot here. The record high is a blistering 50.4 degrees Celsius. That's over 122 degrees Fahrenheit, literal pavement melting heat. To find refuge, locals turn to the city's vast green spaces. Known historically as the City of Gardens, Lahore features massive, beautiful parks like Bagh-e-Jinnah, providing a vital escape from that extreme urban heat. Section 5. The Modern Megacity, Infrastructure and Future. Today, Lahore represents a really stark urban contrast. On one hand, you have the ancient, chaotic energy of historic bazaars like Anarkali and Shah Alami. But then, you walk a few blocks over, and you're surrounded by sleek, modern developments like the Arfa Software Technology Park and an entirely automated rapid transit network. The city is just racing forward. Like we talked about earlier, its economy is heavily transitioned toward IT and finance. To move its 13 million residents, Lahore recently launched the Orange Line metro train. It spans over 27 kilometers and carries 250,000 passengers every single day. Meanwhile, the streets are still famously filled with thousands of auto and motorcycle rickshaws. Plus, as Pakistan's Center for Education, it produces a massive share of the country's professionals and publishes roughly 80% of its books. But we have to acknowledge that this rapid growth comes at a very steep cost. The infrastructure is under incredible strain right now. Lahore frequently ranks among the most polluted cities in the world, battling severe seasonal smog and immense pressure on its municipal resources just to keep up with its booming population. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. As Lahore continues to expand at a breakneck pace, can this resilient city of empires, this historic city of gardens, actually hold on to its ancient soul while racing to build its high-tech future? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll patch you in the next one.